With most of the spring flagship launches out the way, it's time to refresh our picks for the best Android phones you can buy right now. These are our picks that we think will be the best option for most people across a range of different categories, depending on how much you want to spend and what your priorities are. Take a sec to subscribe so you don't miss more guides and reviews like this one, and we'll jump into the best Android phones you can buy in spring 2022. The Galaxy S22 Plus is more than just the middle child, it's the happy medium, the Goldilocks phone in Samsung's lineup. It gets a lot of things right, and at a price that isn't as excessively high as you might see from, say, the S22 Ultra. As well as all the specs you expect from a major Android flagship, like the latest Snapdragon or Exynos processor, a fast 120Hz display, wireless charging, and water resistance, the S22 Plus has a striking design with uniform bezels around its flat display. These are among the slimmest screen borders you'll find in any smartphone, and Samsung has upped its charging speeds this year too, pushing the S22 Plus up to 45 watts using Samsung's own fast charger, though you'll need to buy that separately, it's not included in the box. Around the back there's a big camera upgrade with a new 50MP main camera and a larger 10MP 3x telephoto taken straight from the S22 Ultra, which means clearer zoom shots especially in darker conditions. Although it lacks the super telephoto and the larger main sensor of the Ultra, this is still one of the best smartphone camera setups around. And then there's Samsung's status as the de facto leader when it comes to Android updates right now. The S22 series will get you 4 years of Android platform updates and 3 years of security patches, which is more than even Google offers in its Pixel phones. So not only is the S22 Plus great today, it'll continue being supported well into the future. The Google Pixel 6 is a ridiculously great phone for under $600. Not only does the base model Pixel 6 run Google's powerful Tensor processor and come with 2 of the 3 main cameras from the Pixel 6 Pro, it's also first with new Android updates and runs the excellent Google Pixel UI. Pixel phones enjoy Google's latest UI based on Material You, with a focus on theming the entire interface based on colors from your wallpaper of choice. And it's always up to date because Pixels are among the first with each new Android version. The other thing that makes a Pixel phone special is the array of exclusive Google features that they benefit from, and the Pixel 6 has more of these than ever thanks to the new Tensor chip. Google's latest phones can remove photo bombers in the background of your photos, and its built-in instant translation features can help you have natural conversations with people who speak a different language. Meanwhile, the Pixel camera isn't just better than ever, especially in low light thanks to that larger main sensor, it's also better at accurately capturing the skin tones of people of color thanks to Google's real tone technology. It's really hard to find a phone this good that'll be supported for this long at the Pixel 6's $599 starting price. If you want the Pixel experience and you have a bit more to spend, the Pixel 6 Pro gives you a few extra benefits over the slightly smaller and cheaper base model. The biggest functional upgrade is the 4x periscope telephoto camera, letting you capture distant subjects with greater clarity. This telephoto camera is among the best we've tested, and alongside the proven wide and ultra-wide cameras of the regular Pixel 6, makes for a great photographic setup. And if you take a lot of selfies too, you'll appreciate the upgraded front-facing camera of the Pro versus the regular Pixel 6. With the Pro, you've also got a slightly smoother 120Hz curved display that's larger to boot, with a 6.8-inch screen diagonal, as well as smaller bezels and a bigger battery. At its price of just under $900 in the US, the Pixel 6 Pro is surprisingly competitive even in mid-2022, and it's a great choice if you want the full flagship experience from Google and you don't mind spending a bit of extra cash. Only a few brands are still making small-sized Android flagships, but thankfully Samsung is one of them. And the regular Galaxy S22 gives you almost all the specs from the S22 Plus in a form factor that's easier to one hand. The 6.1-inch display with svelte bezels is pretty much the smallest size you'll find in any modern Android phone. We've already gone over the S22 Plus, and to a large extent this is the same phone, only in a smaller form factor, so instead it's worth getting into what the smaller version is actually missing. First, it's got a smaller battery, so obviously this device isn't going to be a battery champion, and the display is less advanced, being a generation behind that of the S22 Plus. Also, you'll have to deal with slower charging, as the 45W standard supported by the Plus is absent from the small S22. Still, if what you want is tip-top Android specs and features in a small form factor, there aren't a lot of options, making the Galaxy S22 your best choice right now. While there are better options overall for most people than the super expensive S22 Ultra, we'd be remiss in not mentioning it here because it's pretty much the embodiment of a high-end Android phone with everything dialed up to 11. Despite the name, the supersized S22 Ultra is basically a Samsung Galaxy Note. There's an S Pen stylus built right into the chassis, with the same feature set we enjoyed in the Note 20 and earlier devices. Use it to draw, take notes, navigate the UI, or as a Bluetooth remote for the camera. But because this is a Galaxy Ultra device, you also get the insane camera capabilities of last year's S21 Ultra. Samsung's very best 108 megapixel main camera plus ultra-wide, and twin telephoto cameras maxing out at a ridiculous 10 times optical zoom. For shooting stuff from far away, nothing comes close to this Samsung camera. The larger battery of the S22 Ultra also means it has the best battery life of any Samsung flagship this year, a welcome addition given that the other two don't have the biggest capacities among the competition. So this is a no-holds-barred phone through and through, and if you're looking for the very best in Android technology right now, the S22 Ultra is where it's at. If you want something a bit different to the typical Samsung flagship, the OnePlus 10 Pro is a great alternative at a pretty competitive price. It costs less than the S22 Plus in most countries where it's available, and comes with a few unique tricks compared to the competition. For starters, it's got some of the fastest charging speeds in a smartphone, 80 watts internationally or 65 watts in the US, along with fast wireless charging at up to 50 watts. Then there's OnePlus's Oxygen OS software, which has undergone a lot of changes over the past couple of years, but still offers some unique capabilities like Zen mode and work-life balance for avoiding unwanted digital distractions. And there's a big update coming later this year with Oxygen OS 13 that'll bring everything a lot closer to vanilla Android. OnePlus has also partnered with veteran brand Hasselblad on its camera system. The second-gen Hasselblad camera takes great low-light photos and has a fun fisheye mode for its ultra-wide camera, and features like X-Pan are also fun to play with, producing full-res ultra-wide panoramic pictures. Only downside here is you won't get IP68 certification for water and dust resistance if you're buying this phone unlocked. That's only available on the T-Mobile version in the US. We've got more on this weird regional difference and what it means in our full review of this phone. This recommendation comes with the caveat that it's only available in a couple of countries and will likely have a Pixel 6a landing sometime in the summer. So if you're watching this and a Pixel 6a is there for you to buy, chances are that'll be the one to go for instead. Still, the Pixel 5a from summer 2021 is a great budget buy even 8 or 9 months after launch. You get the core Pixel experience in a chassis that's not much to look at, but is durable, water resistant, and packs phenomenal battery life. It's a great little all-round phone for $450. Although it's not anywhere near as powerful on paper as the Pixel 6 and lacks wireless charging, the 5a has a bright 60Hz screen and the camera setup from the Pixel 5, which still holds up really well. It's also the only phone on this list with a 3.5mm headphone jack, if that's still an essential in your phone of choice. While other brands like Oppo and Huawei have foldables on sale in other parts of the world, in the West, Samsung is still the only game in town. The Galaxy Z Flip 3 and Z Fold 3 cater to two different audiences. With the Flip, you get a big size screen in a form factor that fits more comfortably in a pocket or handbag than the typical slab-shaped Android phone. And with the Fold, you've got a large phone that folds out to reveal a medium-sized tablet, providing more space for apps and multitasking. Both are plenty powerful and benefit from the foldable-specific software enhancements of Samsung's One UI, which makes it easier to take full advantage of these phones' unique capabilities, such as the right-angle use case of the Flip and the large internal screen of the Fold. There are a few compromises involved in using a foldable though, even 3 generations in. Battery life in the Flip is considerably weaker than most candy bar-shaped phones. Though both of these are water resistant, they're still more fragile than a typical flat smartphone, and the camera setup isn't quite as advanced as the top-tier flagships in either of Samsung's foldables. They're more or less based on the cameras from the Galaxy S20 series. Also worth being aware that these two are a generation behind in terms of raw specs compared to the other Samsung flagships on this list. Because Samsung refreshes its foldables in August, you'll get Qualcomm's Snapdragon 888 powering these devices. That's worth remembering when you consider the relatively high price of these foldables, and especially the Z Fold 3. Regardless, if you want the best foldable in mid-2022, that's still going to be a Galaxy. That's it for now. Let us know what you think of our picks down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to Android Central for more reviews and guides like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.